Hello, my esteemed investors. I am Peter Imido, your real estate consultant in Lagos. We give you update on properties in Lagos. Before I proceed, I just want to appreciate all my clients that have bought one property or the other from either a land or a house. I really want to appreciate you. And those of my clients that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So if you are coming to my channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get updates of properties in Lagos. Please don't go away. Stay tuned. Today, I want to talk about an interesting topic which is out there in the street but easily complicated and misunderstood. Understanding land titles in Nigeria. The essence of this video is for my clients and my audience to make an informed decision when they want to buy landed property in Nigeria. The Land Use Act of 1978 ceded all land to the government and made it mandatory for all government to approve any land transaction. So in a state, the governor of that state is in charge of the land of that state. As an investor, you want to maximize your return on your investment and at the same time minimize, if not eliminate, all risk involved in buying a property. You wouldn't want to buy a committed land or a building in a committed place. Land title is a big deal or a big influence when talking about land pricing. One of the reasons for this video is also to educate you so that you will not buy a property in a committed area. I was driving along Abijo GRA and I noticed that a number of buildings have been brought down. They have been destroyed. So on a closer look, I discovered that the owners bought a committed land. They do not have the right title on their property. Hence, their properties have been destroyed and there will be no compensation. So my audience, my clients, I wouldn't want you to make such mistake. It is very costly to one, to buy a land, then put a building on it, only for it to be destroyed without compensation from the government. So, dear clients, I want to let you know that register survey is not a title. Deed of assignment is not a title. Freehold is not a title. Seal of hold in view is not a title. Excision in process is not a title. Then you want to ask, what is a title? I have a chart that would help simplify what land titles are all about in Nigeria. Dear client, here is a chart that will better make you to understand land classification in Nigeria. Permit me to use Lagos State as a case study. Land can be broadly classified into two: acquired land and free land. Now, taking the right of acquired land can be further classified into two: committed acquisition and global acquisition. Committed acquisition are land that are acquired by the government for specific purpose. They have a purpose that they are going to be served. Such land are used for either fire station, for road, they could be used for drainages, hospitals, schools, airport, for government parastatals, for police station or the like. So if you buy a land that is committed, you see, when the government wants to make use of such land, your house will be brought down and there will be no compensation at all. So it is a risk to buy a land that is committed to by the government. You want to ask, how do I know a land that has been committed by the government? All you need to do is to go to Alausa to do land search from the office of the surveyor general. you will be told, it will be shown to you land that are committed and land that are free. The next one from the diagram, as you can see, is global acquisition. These are land that have been acquired by Lagos State government. Remember, we are using Lagos State as a case study. These are land that have been acquired by the government of Lagos State, but there is no specific purpose for them yet. Such land can still be released under the process of either ratification or by excision. Now let's look at ratification. If you want to buy a land that is under global acquisition, you meet the indigenes. After buying such land, you go to government for either ratification or regularization. So it is buying twice, buying from the native, the indigene, and also meeting the government for it to be released because it has been acquired by the government before. And the process of getting this is called ratification or regularization. Such land can be released. And you can also get such land by meeting the government. And remember that it is an expanse of land. So the government can release a portion of such land after you have paid the government through the process called excision. So excision is the process whereby the government releases a portion of the globally acquired land to the settlers or indigenes for the purpose of farming, for building, and for other commercial activities. So from this excised portion of land, they can also sell to interested investors. Let's assume that the government has acquired 100 hectares of land and is willing to release 70 hectares to the settlers or indigenes. They can only sell from that 70 hectares. If you buy a land from the 30 hectares that was not excised, you will be running into problem. That is risky because when the government is about using its land for building, for erecting government project, or for any government purpose, your land will be taken. Your property will be destroyed without compensation. Now, when such land that has been excised or released through excision is documented in government document and published, it is called Gazette. So Gazette is another title and is the extension of excision. Now, if you buy an excised land or a gazetted land, remember, this land is under a general name of a settlement of a particular place. You can decide to personalize it on your name by meeting the government to acknowledge such transaction that so and so community has sold a certain portion of the land to you, and they will acknowledge it, they will acknowledge the transaction by ratifying it through the process of C of O. And what is C of O? C of O is certificate of occupancy. It's a certificate that is given to you that such transaction, such purchase of land is acknowledged and recognized. So such approval of such purchase is called certificate of occupancy, and it would then be on the name of the buyer. Now, supposing the buyer want to sell to another person who is interested on that land, either the buyer or the seller would then approach the government to inform the government that I want to buy a land that someone that has C of O wants to sell. So the government will acknowledge such transaction by giving governors consent. I want to let you know that C of O cannot be given twice. The moment it is under one person's name, you can only get a title on your name by meeting the government, and the government would acknowledge such transaction by giving you a title called governor's consent. Now, C of O is given for the period of 99 years. So if you have, or if you buy a land that is governor's consent and you are willing to sell it to another person, the person can also ratify or meet the government for acknowledgement by also getting another governor's consent. So the series continue on that format. Now, clients, let's look at free land. Free land are land though under the government has no immediate claim, interest or commitment on such land. Some of the land in Ekpe fall under this category, hence we call them freehold. We call them freehold because there is no known claim, interest or acquisition from the government. So if you want to buy a land under this category, you meet the indigenes and you buy from them. Then you go to the government for the land title perfection. The government can then issue you C of O. The C of O will then be in your name. Then supposing you want to sell such land to another person, like as I told you earlier on, a second C of O cannot be given to this other client. What the government can give to this buyer is governor's consent. And if this buyer want to sell this property that is under his name, for the new buyer to have the title under his name, he needs to also approach the government to approve this land transaction, and he will have this land by another governor's consent on his name from the government, and the series continues like this. Care must be taken, clients, when buying properties, land from indigenes. You must be careful not to fall victim of land grabbers called omonile. Some of them sell land that they don't have claim over, and before you know it, you have lost out in the game of land transaction. So, dear client, I advise you, instead of buying land from omonile where the chances of losing your land or money is high, it is better to buy from reputable real estate company where the real estate developer has track records, estate that are well titled, which are safe, secured and guaranteed. Dear client, for further clarification of what title is and what title is not, just give Peter a call. We still have several properties for sale in Lagos, either land or house. If you go down my channel, on my YouTube channel or my Facebook, we have series of property out there. Do you want a land? Do you want a house? Whatever you want, we have got your back. We will guide you to ensure that you will get the right property. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I plead with my clients, my audience, to subscribe to my channel so that you get information on properties in Lagos, Nigeria, and also to get our services so that we can guide you, so that you will not make mistakes, that you will make informed decisions. We will help you to achieve that your desired dream. Our services come with zero agency fee. You will be glad you did. Thank you.